This is the Groom Theory Way podcast with your host, Haven Hobbs. It's time to show you the Groom Theory Way. It's time to start the show.
Yo, what's good, y'all? This is your boy Haven. Another episode of the Groom Theory Way podcast. I got a special guest today, my man Sonny. Not only is he a dope business owner, he's an entrepreneur, a dope barber, into real estate. He does a lot of different things. I'm excited to have him on my podcast today, man. It's going to be a special one. So shout out to my boy, Sonny the Barber, man.
I appreciate you, my
man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate
yes, sir.
being here.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
And, I know it's a little dry, man. So I appreciate you coming out here rock with me, man.
Oh, it's all good. You know what I'm saying?
saying?
It's my pleasure.
Absolutely,
My
absolutely.
pleasure.
So for the people who don't know you, man, can you give us just a quick introduction of who you are and what you do?
All right. You know what I'm saying? I'm Sonny the Barber. You know what I'm saying? I own a barbershop. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, out here in St. Louis, I've been I've been in the game for about 14 years now, enjoying the whole process, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sonny the Barber, you know what
Sonny
I'm
the
saying?
Barber, man. Quick and direct.
St. Louis finest,
You know
baby.
what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So usually, man, what I do, man, I always like to ask people, how was their childhood? Because I realized there was someone that introduced me to entrepreneurship at a young age that gave me the idea, that planted that seed at a young age. So how was your childhood? Was it anyone or something in specific that kind of gave you that introduction at an early age about entrepreneurship?
Woo!
Getting straight to
I
it.
ain't gonna lie, bro.
Yeah.
And I was just talking to, my mom about this, you know what I'm saying? It was a drive. I was on my way to work, and she like hog head cheese. You know what I'm saying? She like hog head cheese, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't eat that mess. You know what I'm saying? But I was talking to her, and we was talking about, really how I come about, you know what I'm saying? I really came about, like from a business standpoint at like 12 years old.
Yeah.
I was 12 years old, bro, you know what I'm saying? And, this is honest God truth, you know what I'm saying? My mama, wanted me to have a job at that age, and she went to the corner store, Martin Luther King and Teller, and it was an old black candy store. And dude, she just went in there and said, hey, if you got anything, you know what I'm saying, that you need done around here, you know what I'm saying, he available.
Yeah, yeah.
And Mr. Dave, he actually hired me.
Yeah.
He hired me to sweep. I started out sweeping the the front. You know what I'm saying? This was circa 1984, bro. No lie, this was like 1984. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, man, just come, show up on weekends and just sweep the front. You know what I'm saying? I would sweep the front. You know what I'm saying? Look, them was straw brooms.
Right. The old school.
Straw brooms, you know what I'm saying? You pick them on and, use it as a toothpick type of joint.
Strong.
But yeah, I started sweeping the front, you know what I'm saying? And I would eventually move up at that store, you know what I'm saying? I mean, because it was just me and him.
Yeah.
And I would eventually move up. He was like, well, ain't nothing else to do. You swept the whole front, you know what I'm saying? Why don't you work the cashier? Cash register.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. And this cash register wasn't that digital shit.
Yeah.
This was that manual, you know what I'm saying? Okay. When you had to hit every little thing, you know what I'm saying? Ching!
Yeah.
And that motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? That was that type of vibe, you know what I'm saying? And that was my first experience with, like entrepreneurship, just being around money, so to speak, just being around money, you know what I'm saying? And and I was just starting to, grasp business, you know what I'm saying? Customer service, you know what I'm saying? Just, having everything in order.
Right.
And, and I mean, I eventually moved from the street to the inside, you know what I'm saying? Where it was just solely, just dealing with money and dealing with people.
Yeah.
And I think that, that very beginning, you know what I'm saying, shaped me from, 12 years old on to high school, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, that's a whole nother story. But I eventually moved from that black, business owner to an Arab business owner who was right across the street. And the Arabs, man, I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? They showed me the game.
For real?
Bro, they showed me the game. I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I went from stocking coolers to, cash registers to lottery to liquor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that really shaped me, and all this took place on one of the busiest black corners in in St. Louis at the time. You know what I'm saying? You know, Martin Luther King and Teller, but you know, just getting that experience shaped who I am today. And that's, you know what I'm saying, and you know, like I say, my mama, you know, we just had this conversation. You know what I'm saying?
So you started around 12 till when did you stop working at the corner store?
I went from 12 to 19, 20.
Okay.
Because it took me from, you know, elementary school, or middle school to high school. And the herbs, you know what I'm saying, at the time, you know, because I'm a hooper, you're a hooper, you know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously at the time, I needed something that was flexible, you know what I'm saying, to allow me to work and hoop, you know what I'm saying? You know, go to practice, games or whatnot. So the herbs, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of ironic, but, you know, I had become an asset to them because they was in, like, a black community at the time, and didn't know a lot of English, didn't know the people, you know what I'm saying? And I was that, you know what I'm saying, I was that inlet to that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what, we're going to keep him around, you know what I'm saying? So I, you know, like I say, I mean, from 12 years old to probably about 19, 20, you know, maybe even 21, because when I would come home from school, they would allow me to, you know, continue to work there or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that alone, man, you know what I'm saying, help influence me with regards to business, you know.
That's dope. I didn't know that about you, man.
Yes, sir.
You know,
yes,
I know you're a hooper, man, so, you know, hoopers know. You know what I'm saying? So I got to ask you about basketball, man, because I know, basketball is life for me. You know, it was my first love, you know what I'm saying? This barbering is the second love, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So, I know you started playing basketball at a young age. What role did it play as a kid, man, growing up that kind of gave you some principles about life? Because I'm a firm believer that ball is life. Yeah.
I mean, that in a, you know, also is what shaped me to, you know, obviously to who I am today. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I started at around about that age, that 12 years old. You know, it was a park. You know, I live right across the street from a park. You know what I'm saying? And that, you know what I'm saying, you know, kept me on the straight and narrow. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously coming from a background, you know, my background, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we talking 80, 89, 90, you know what I'm saying, when Crips and Bloods first hit. You know, we talking crack cocaine first hit. You know what I'm saying? And I experienced all that, you know what I'm saying? That was probably like, you know, back then, at that time, they was saying, you know, you be lucky to live to 18. You know what I'm saying? So, and I saw all of that, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, it was a park right across the street from me that, you know, that it was that close. I could literally, you know, probably 20 steps. I was, you know, right across the street. You know, I was into that park or whatnot, and I hooped. I hooped to stay away from, you know, activity. From all of that, man. And the hood took care of me. I ain't gonna lie. You know, Garfield and Teller, baby. You know what I'm saying? The hood took care of me because, you know, my friends, you know what I'm saying, guys I grew up with, they was about that life. You know what I'm saying? They was really about that life. And they say, hey, man, you know, because every hood, and, you know, and a lot of athletes can attest to it, you know what I'm saying? You know, every hood, like, hey, man, you stay doing that, you know what I'm saying? We're going to do this, but, you know, you do your job, you know what I'm saying, and try to get, you know, get to the pros, and then, you know, take us out. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, then I was able to go from hood to hood, you know what I'm saying?
You was protected.
Yeah, I was protected, you know what I'm saying? And most hoods understood, like, man, he ain't, you know, that ain't what he about. He just wanna hoop. Then, you know, I was getting so good that opposite neighborhoods that my neighborhood was beefing with were like, nah, he cool, because they wanted the competition. They like, nah, man, you know, let him in. You know what I'm saying? Because they wanted the hoop against me or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But that alone, you know what I'm saying, you know, shaped me into, you know, from a young basketball player to, you know, to a high school basketball player, to a college basketball player. You know?
Was you the oldest out of your siblings?
I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest. I'm about 7.
Okay, so as a young age, you was already like you leading by example. It's crazy, because my big brother, man, I got a brother. Me and my brother real close.
I love that. Dude. I love that.
He 8 years older than me.
And funny dude too.
And I understand what he had to go through as the oldest, me being the youngest. You know what I'm saying? So I got a different fond respect for the oldest sibling, man, because y'all the first ones that go through everything. You know what I'm saying? The fact that that, you know, you had a job, you're playing sports.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that, you know, gave your siblings, like, inspired them, like, you know what I mean, my big bro doing, I'm gonna do it too type, you know.
Yeah.
So let me get to, now you're in high school, you're playing basketball, you obviously got some noise, get some traction. When did you realize, like, you know what, I could go, I'm about to do this, I'm about to go to college on a full ride? Like, when did you know that you was him, man?
Bro, that was, you know, that in itself was kind of wild because, you know, I mean, I have been, you know, a lot of people, I wasn't projected to be as good as, you know, I mean, it was St. Louis at the time had a lot of good basketball players.
Yeah.
You know, I was probably mediocre, you know, compared to a lot of other guys, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I actually enlisted in the Marines.
Yeah, for real?
You know what I'm saying? I actually, you know, because my senior year, I didn't have one offer.
Yeah.
It wasn't one offer, you know, one
Straight
offer
up?
on the table.
Yeah.
It wasn't one offer on the table, but I enlisted in the Marines, you know, because the military, they do the ASVAB test. I don't know if y'all, you know, took the ASVAB test up in the Chicago area where you had to take the little test, you know what I'm saying? I took that test and, you know, bummed it, you know what I'm saying? Because we wasn't really, you know, nobody really had intentions on going to the military, you know what I'm saying? I was just filling in circles, just trying to see who can get done faster, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I mean, I had hit a bump in the road to where, you know, I didn't have a basketball offer, you know, I didn't have the money to pay for college, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know, Marines, here I come, you know what I'm saying? Signed up, everything, you know what I'm saying? You know, dude, talking about, I'm going to come to the house and we're going to do some running and, you know, so. But it goes back to when I was working for the Herbs.
Yeah.
It was a wine head came to me and say, man, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? I swear to God, bro. He was like, man, don't do it. And I was like, why? His name was AK. I remember AK. He say, man, you could be, you know, you could be standing right where you at now, man. It could be, you know, somebody 20 miles apart, 20 miles away, and hit you smack dead in the middle of your head. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? The technology in the military, you know what I'm saying? Man, they take you out so fast. And, you know, and I was like, for real, bro? And at the same time, you know, around that same time, he told me that, you know, Harstow and Forest Park Community College came about. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, I ain't going there, you know what I'm saying? I ain't going to the military. So I called dude. I say, hey, man, you know, I need my you know, all my stuff, paperwork back. He had my Social Security card. Yeah. And I was like, man, I need my Social Security card back. And he's like, well, what's going on? I say, man, I'm going to college, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's like, why would you do that? And I was just like, bro, you know what I'm saying? You black, bro. Why, you know what I'm saying? What you mean? Why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? I want to go to college. Yeah. So I signed with Harstow. Yeah. I signed with Harstow at the time, and this is going back to what I was saying previously. St. Louis had got hit, you know, across the nation had got hit with drug violence and gang violence, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I ain't going to survive here. You know what I'm saying? So I pulled out, you know, Forest Park came in strong. They was like, hey, man, you don't want to go there. You know what I'm saying? Open up your recruiting again. Yeah. And it was starting to make sense. It was like, you know, old boy Al, he was like, you know, like, hey, open up your recruiting, you'll be, you know, be able to go, you know, more schools or whatnot. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? You right. So I pulled out, ended up going to JUCO. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I told Harstow, I'm like, hey, I ain't coming. You know what I'm saying? You know, because Harstow at the time was her in St. Louis, and I needed to get away. Yeah. So I ended up going to Forest Park for 2 years, and that changed my life. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I mean, JUCO ball is like the best ball you could ever play, bro. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like you competing against, you know, like D2, D1, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. NBA prospects, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that changed my life, bro, because that's who I competed against. Yeah. So I was able to measure my talent, you know what I'm saying, you know, through JUCO, you know what I'm saying? And you know, and Forest Park, you know what I'm saying? That you know, it ended up, my second year there, it ended up opening up, you know, recruiting, you know, all over again. And I was getting interest from all over the place, D1, D2, NAIA, you know what I'm saying, and the whole nine. But I settled on, you know, I had D1 offers, you know what I'm saying, but I ended up settling on Columbia College because Columbia College at the time, you know, they was a winner, you know what I'm saying. Most of the D1 schools I got offers from, trash. Right. You know what I'm saying? They was trash. So it was either fulfill, you know what I'm saying, that D1
dream or go hoop somewhere.
You know what I'm saying? Fulfill that D1 dream, and you know what I'm saying? But I ended up just pretty much selling on Columbia College because Columbia College, it was NAIA, but it was one of the top NAIA programs in America. Yeah. And outside of that, NAIA schools back in the 90s, we obviously know Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen, you know what I'm saying? So it was a pathway to the NBA. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, but, I ended up selling on Columbia College, man, and that experience alone, that 2-year experience alone is who I am today. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope, man.
It is.
And so you go to your four-year college, Columbia College. You play ball there. Then you get your degree. What did you major in?
Criminal justice.
Criminal justice. Now, obviously, back in the day as a kid, they always tell us, man, get a job, go to school, get a job. Did you get a job in your field that you studied in school?
I did. I did.
So what was your first experience with the job that you chose after college?
I did like an internship when I was at Columbia College at Probation and Parole, Missouri Probation and Parole. So when I come out, that was my intention. Yeah. But I'm 21, 22 years old, you know what I'm saying? What am I supposed to, and I applied for the job, you know what I'm saying? But it was one of them things, what a 21, 22-year-old gonna tell, grown man just did a 20-year bid, you know what I'm saying? How to go about his life, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I didn't get selected. Yeah. So I ended up going into, juveniles, you know what I'm saying? Like juvenile delinquency or whatnot. Yeah. And, I got hired and I worked there for like, 2-3 years, you know what I'm saying, before, I needed something greater. And my boy came to me, you know what I'm saying? Actually, a college teammate of mine, he come to me and say, hey, man, you thought about the police department? And I was like, no, bro, you know what I'm saying? Where I'm from, that don't mix, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do that, you know what I'm saying? Where we from, we don't do that, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, I'll apply, because he was like, bro, you know what I'm saying? You got the credentials, you know what I'm saying? And he had the same stuff I had, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, they gonna pick you up, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I'll apply, bro, you know what I'm saying? And I applied and, at the time they had a hiring freeze, but I would eventually get in, you know what I'm saying? And that was all she wrote, you know what I'm saying? I ended up, going into the police department.
And so how long were you with the police department?
10 years.
10 years.
10 years.
Okay, so at one point, did you realize you wanted to do something else? Like you wanted a career change, you wanted to be an entrepreneur. When did you decide that you wanted, because at this point you're 35? How old were you when you
I was like 34.
34 years old?
Yeah, 34.
So at 34 years old, what was the mindset and what made you decide you want to become a barber?
Yeah, that, going through, that 10 years, experience with the police department, you know what I'm saying? I obviously, you know what I'm saying, left not under my, pretenses, you know what I'm saying? I left under, someone else's pretenses, you know what I'm saying? So, but working for a hierarchy, it, that experience with the police department made me realize I don't want to ever do that again. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because there are certain, you know what I'm saying, decisions you make, you know what I'm saying, that, you become worried about, you know what I'm saying, what, other people would think, you know what I'm saying? So you end up, you'll end up making, fucked up decisions, you know what I'm saying? So I say, I ain't never letting that happen to me again. Right. So a lot of people didn't know that, you know what I'm saying? When I was at Columbia College, I was actually cutting hair.
Oh, you was cutting hair in college?
Bro, I was cutting hair, you know what I'm saying? Because back then, you know what I'm saying? In Columbia, there were no barbers. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? In the 90s, there was no barber. It was just a small college town. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I was cutting my own shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I just, as you see, I just keep my shit, you know what I'm saying,
low and tight.
You know what I'm saying?
Even all around.
But a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, because I could edge up, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people like, bro, where you go to get a haircut? Yeah. I'm like, man, I cut my own shit.
Give up.
So, a couple of teammates like, man, cut my shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was just like, all right. You know what I'm saying? So I got behind the kid. Actually, that was my first experience with straight hair. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to cut no straight hair. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I knew how to cut black dudes, but, some of my teammates was white, and they was like, man, just cut my hair, man. Just cut it low, you know what I'm saying? And, you know,
Like,
and I was,
shit.
you know, I mean, and I tried to fade it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now we on the court and there was a lot of, you know what I'm saying, weight lines. You know, we hooping. I'm like, man, I fucked this shit up, you know what I'm saying? But it was, you know, it was the experience, bro.
Right.
It was, you know, it was really like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't know how that would play later on in my life, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, but like I say, a lot of my teammates was coming to me for haircuts, you know what I'm saying? Even a few people outside of, you know what I'm saying, basketball, I was like, hey, man, cut me up, you know what I'm saying? And that actually, you know what I'm saying, translated to, you know, barbering, not knowing that, you know what I'm saying, that I would eventually, you know, fall in, you know, barbering would eventually become, you know what I'm saying, an option for me later on down the line, you know? But it was really that, you know what I'm saying, that experience, you know what I'm saying, in barbering that allowed me to, like, transition, you know what I'm saying, from policing to barbering, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, like, that's the old saying, and I like to say Jesse Lima, you know what I'm saying, you know, barbering changed my life, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean, and it really did, it really did, because I went from, you know, making, you know, blue-collar money to, you know what I'm saying, to making barber money, and it really exceeded, you know what I'm saying, you know, what I was already, you know, it took time to build,
for
but
sure.
it really exceeded, you know what I'm saying, what I was actually, you know, making at the time. I was like, damn, hold on, you know what I'm saying, I get to the crib, I'm like, no, you know what I'm saying, you know, so, I mean, that transition, you know what I'm saying, that long, and all of it shaped me, you know what I'm saying, really, that policing experience actually shaped me, you know what I'm saying, you know, to be a better barber, you know what I'm saying, because you do learn, you know, professionalism, you know what I'm saying, you know, organization, you know what I'm saying, and, you
all
know,
that good stuff.
And that's, you know, that still holds true to this day for who I am, you know what I'm saying.
So you go to barber college, you get your license, then you go. What was the first shop you decided to join? What team? Like what barbershop was what was your first barbershop experience?
Yeah, you know, that part, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, when I was going through everything I was going through with the police department, you know, I was getting my hair cut, you know, well, I would, you know, Kim over at Top Flight, he would actually, you know what I'm saying, be open early enough. I was going to a shop on the north side, but north side, bro, they, you know, they don't move to like 10.
Right. Is that the spot, Top Flight?
Top Flight.
Oh, so that was a shop, that's north side St. Louis?
Yeah, south
side. Oh, you was going somewhere else before you started going to Top Flight.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I was going, you know, my regular bar was on the north side, but like I say, they don't move until like 10 a.m., you know, and Kim always opened up at like 7.
Yeah.
And, you know, and he, you know, he was hearing, you know, I was telling him what I was going through with the police department. He said, hey, man, you know, if you think about going to barber school, go.
Yeah.
That chair right there, his chair right next to him was empty. You know what I'm saying? So he said, that chair right there, man, you that's you.
Yeah.
And I was like, straight, you know what I'm saying? So I had already had a setup before I even decided to go to barber school. So I ended up going to barber school, and you know, after, you know, 5, you know what I'm saying, after I left barber school, you know what I'm saying, you know, I would go to Top Flight, you know what I'm saying, to get, you know, try to build a clientele.
Yeah, get some reps in.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, try
That's
to build
smart,
that clientele, you know what I'm saying, but, you know, a lot of people don't know, you know what I'm saying, I mean, you know, I left policing and started delivering papers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, because I needed a job to help, you know, push me through. You know, I had money, but it was like, you know what I'm saying, because after that separation from the police department, I was sitting on a nice little piece of change, but I was like, man, I'm going through it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I didn't want to keep blowing my money, you know what I'm saying? So I took a job with the Post-Dispatch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was delivering the paper, and it kind of worked in my favor because, you know, it was at night. Barber school was full-time during the day. You know, I was making about $500 a week, you know what I'm saying, just delivering the paper.
Yeah.
But I kind of got smart. I said, you know what? I ain't finna deliver this goddamn paper without putting my shit in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna put my flyers in there. You know what I'm saying? I went and got some flyers made. I said, shit, I'm putting my flyer in this goddamn paper. You know what I'm saying? Just to, you know, start getting my name out there. You know what I'm saying? You know, and my name, you know, I mean, somebody walked in the barbershop, I remember, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man. He was talking to Kim. He said, yeah, man, I see you know, advertising in the paper. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you put Top Flight Barbershop on everything?
Well, I always, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, and this is this is something interesting, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I never put myself above somebody else's shop.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I felt like, you know what I'm saying, if I'm gonna market the shop, you know what I'm saying? Because,
sure.
you know,
you don't want no bad, like, people, that's real though.
Yeah, man, we all gonna eat, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And I wasn't gonna be selfish about it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I always felt like, you know, you market the shop, you market yourself, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I did. You know, it was everything I ever did to market myself. It always had, you know, Sonny the Barber, or Top Flight Barbershop first, featuring Sonny the Barber. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to turn the owner off. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
Like, man,
that's smart, man.
Yeah,
That's smart, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This, you know, it was just one of them things where it's just like, you know, because ownership, you're like, man, hold on, bro.
Yeah.
This ain't yours.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
facts,
So it was always, and I had a splat on the back of my truck.
Yeah.
Top Flight Barbershop, featuring Sonny the Barber. You know what I'm saying? That way, you know, you ain't rubbing people, you know, rubbing ownership the wrong way. You know what I'm saying?
I remember that too, because I remember, like, when I gotta tell the story how I met you, man. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's gonna transition to the next topic. Because I remember I won. I think this time I went down to Bronner Bros, but I didn't place this time, right? I didn't place, but I remember my man J Ruff talked me into, hey man, you gotta, you know, you lose and win the same way. You gotta I had all these shirts, these Groom Theory shirts, and I went downstairs and started handing them out. And I see my man Sonny, right? I'm like, damn, what's up, bro? You from St. Louis? Like, yeah, like. And so at that time, it wasn't a lot of people going to shows like this. You know, so I wasn't moving around. So I'm like, man, this dude different, man. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when I came out my little app, I reached out to you. Hey, what's up, Sonny, man? I got an app, man. I would love to feature you on the app, man. Just, you know, interview. That. And so crazy, you kind of gave me the code. Oh, remember, you gave me the code. Show that first. You're like, I'll let you know, man. I don't know you. I'll let you know, right? I'm like, damn, I'm trying to be I'm genuine. Not knowing the whole dynamic of St. Louis, right? Yeah. But I never forget, you hit me back. You text me back, bro. Like, hey, no, I do it, man. You seem like a real good dude, man. I'm good on character, you know what I'm saying? I rock with you. Like, after that, man, it was up. And but I remember you being at the show, right? So what was it? Was it someone you seen on Instagram or something that made you like, you know what, I need to start getting to these hair shows. I need to start networking, because people don't understand how important networking is. Yeah. Can you touch on that, man? Like, what made you like go to these shows, man? Like, it was solo.
It was coming from policing, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, being in the St. Louis area, you know what I'm saying. I just felt like, you know, people weren't gonna give me a fair shot, you know what I'm saying? People weren't gonna give me a fair opportunity, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, man, he can't cut no hair, bro. Yeah. Bro was 5'0". Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, so I mean, I felt that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how I was feeling, you know what I'm saying? You know, because I had people, you know what I'm saying, like family, partners, you know what I'm saying? You know, that was, you know, I mean, that was on the department, you know what I'm saying, that wasn't flocking to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I had a few guys that gave me a shot, that were sympathizers, you know what I'm saying, so to speak, that would come to me. But, you know, I just felt like, you know, to build a brand, you know, I wasn't going to get it in the loop. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And my thing, you know, I always try to think, you know, big, you know what I'm saying? And I felt like, you know what, you know, if I'm going to build a brand, I can't do it locally, because locally they ain't showing me the love that, you know, that I wanted, you know what I'm saying? So I say, you know what, I'm going to shoot, you know, and start building my shit nationally. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And the only way to do that is to get out. You know what I'm saying? To get out and meet people. So I had met a bunch of dudes. Obviously, this is before IG. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was more so of a Twitter thing then. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even Facebook, really. It was Twitter. You know, I had met a slew of barbers, you know what I'm saying, through just Twitter. And I say, you know what? And that's how I was learning about shows. Yeah. Like, all these shows was popping up. You know what I'm saying? So I say, man, what the fuck is this Bronner Brothers? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And, you know, but a lot of people talked about Bronner, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, just being a big hair show and whatnot. So I say, man, let me hit up Bronner. You know what I'm saying? Let me just go to Bronner, you know what I'm saying? And, man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That changed my life. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, you know, seeing faces that, you know what I'm saying, you know, that you typically, see on social media, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? And, Philly dudes, you know what I'm saying? Philly dudes.
It was
bro,
different.
Philly dudes, you know what I'm saying, showed me love,
right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? And, they embraced the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Philly and New York, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Once I got, and I didn't know, and then Instagram came about, you know what I'm saying? It was the timing of it all, you know what I'm saying?
Man, it was like,
Bruh.
man, booming, man.
Bruh, like I didn't even know what Instagram was until I popped up at IBS. I popped up at IBS and I remember Philly Barber coming up to me, you know what I'm saying? He said, "Hey bro, you know what I'm saying? You ain't on you on IG?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What's that?" I said, but
yeah.
social media's pop, when they break one, we all jump on it early just to start building that following.
Yeah.
I had started one, but I went, there was no emphasis on it. And dude was like, "Man, bro, jump in every picture."
Yeah.
He said, "Jump in every picture." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, the East Coast is the media capital.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? So I just thought, even to this day, you'll see me in pictures, you know what I'm saying, right now. And it's like, I'm just in there just like, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know what was going to transpire, you know what I'm saying? But dude, it was old boy Rich, you know what I'm saying, out of Philly. And he was like, "Man, just jump in everybody's picture." And I kept jumping in pictures, you know what I'm saying, New York, Philadelphia, you know what I'm saying? Them pictures was just floating. And before you know it, I mean, I want to start.
You
know what I'm saying? Because they was tagging me in these pictures, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, man, what the hell going on? You know what I'm saying? But them guys, you know what I'm saying, pretty much, like showed me how to market myself, and before you knew it, I was being known nationally before I was being known locally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that's how I think you guys, you know what I'm saying, found out, more about me. You know what I'm saying? Who does Sonny do? You know what I'm saying? Because I had marketed myself nationally, you know what I'm saying? I mean, before locally, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, it just started to blow up from there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was, man, there was some good times.
Good times, man. That's what I tell people all the time. Like, when I be traveling, like me and my man Sonny, man, we've been all over the country, Vegas, New York, Orlando.
And it's been fun.
I'm talking about hey, you know what I appreciate about you, man? Like every time we go somewhere, we gotta go to the hood, bro. We gotta go to the hood. We gotta go to the hood.
We're going to the hood.
Go to the hood. You know what I'm saying? No, it's on the fun times, man. So I appreciate you, man, just having that that friendship, man, over the years, especially like during them times where we're going places. I got somebody with me, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You eating vegan food with me, man. You know? Finding vegan spots, man. We just networking together. Yeah. And that helped build our brand too. Like especially in St. Louis when we came together and started, putting on shows and education for the city. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta talk about something else too. So when was the time? 'Cause I remember you opened your shop in 2015, right?
Yeah,
2015?
2015, yeah.
And 'cause I remember opening my shop. I remember I was talking to you. I forgot where we was at. You're like, "Yeah, man, I got something going on, man." You know what I mean? I remember you showed me like the barber chairs. And so when did you realize, man, it was time for you to open your own barbershop?
It was really, like no intention to like open up my own barbershop. Man. You know what I'm saying? It was just the chairs. You know what I'm saying? The chair I had at Top Flight, I really wasn't really vibing with it. You know what I'm saying? I always, I'm a San Antonio Spurs fan, so it's like I want something with some Spurs on it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I started, I got on Craigslist or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It was looking for barber chairs, and these three chairs pop up. So I go to buy the chairs, and I walk into the shop. You know what I'm saying? Actually, situated in St. Louis County, South St. Louis County, and it was a Bosnian dude. You know what I'm saying? He was. I walked in. I say, "Hey, man, like we had already made the agreement, to purchase the chairs." And I walked into. I say, "Man, that's a nice shop, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to get some new chairs." He's like, "No, man, I'm closing, man. I'm closing." I'm like, "Huh?" You know what I'm saying? Like, closing. I say, "Bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is nice." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And my first question to him was, "Who the owner?"
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I say, "Is he black or white?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Man, it's a white guy. He's a white guy." And he say, "Why you ask that?" You know what I'm saying? "Well, yeah." I say, "Bro, I'm black." Yeah. And I knew at the time, you know what I'm saying, what his barbershop was, because I hadn't been like out in that area. You know what I'm saying? Maybe through passing, you know what I'm saying? But it was always an uncomfortable feeling whenever you go that way. You know what I'm saying? You know, St. Louis segregated. Let's keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? So I asked him, I say, you know, he told me the shop, you know, or the building was owned by a white guy. So I'm like, hey man, tell him I'm interested in this space, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you know, but tell him I'm black. Yeah. And he's like, okay, I don't know what that, you know, what that got to do with it. Right. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, he eventually told dude, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't heard nothing for like 3 months, bro.
It was like 3 months?
This is like October 2014. Yeah. This is October 2014. I went and looked at it in, you know, November 2014. You know, no, it was before that, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it took like 2 or 3 months, bro, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, the owner eventually agreed to meet me, you know what I'm saying? And when he met me, I saw he had paperwork in his hand. I was like, damn, well, you know, maybe I got it. You know what I'm saying? And he showed it to me. I got it. But the biggest thing was, you know what I'm saying, you know, the reason, you know, I eventually moved is because the rent at that location was cheaper than what I was paying in boot rent. Oh, okay. We talking about maybe $300. You know what I'm saying? Cheaper than what I was paying in boot rent. So, you know, I started weighing it out. Well, ain't no weighing it out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it made sense. Yeah, got opportunity. You know, it made sense. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know, but I weighed it out because I was happy where I was. You know what I'm saying? You know, my top flight family, you know what I'm saying? Y'all tight. You know, y'all we was close knit. We was, you know, we was getting money. You know what I'm saying? And quiet as kept, you know what I'm saying? You as a barber make more money under somebody than you do as an owner. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, you know, for those that are out there, when you make more money, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know, under, you know, a barbershop than you would do, you know what I'm saying, your own shop. You know what I'm saying? In all honesty or whatnot. But I eventually took it, and I shook. You know, I had 5 years, you know what I'm saying, under top flight, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, like, it was hard. It was a hard decision, but, you know, I mean, as it stands today, you know what I'm saying, it was great. Worth it. It was a great decision. Yeah, it was worth it. It was and so it's kind of dope, man, just see your development and your growth in the last 9 years as a business owner. Yeah. And so a lot of people, man, don't know, man, but not only did you expand it, the space, open up a man cave for you and your own clients, but you also decided to buy the building. Yeah. Man, talk about that, man, because a lot of people don't understand, man, like how big that is. Owning them, not only just, it's one thing leasing a building, but you own the building. Yeah. Talk about that, man. You know, that was the most life-changing part about it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, I grew in my space. Yeah. I grew in my space because, you know, a lot of times, you know, I don't know, I just, you know, when I got in Afton, you know what I'm saying, I started with them 3 chairs and just that one side. Yeah. You know, now this is a 2-storefront property, you know, with a 4-bedroom house attached to the back of it. You know what I'm saying? So I actually, you know, that first, you know, the owner couldn't keep the other, you know, storefront rented. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He kept fumbling, you know what I'm saying, tenants, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I actually tried to buy the building, in all honesty, you know what I'm saying, the first 2-3 years I was there. Yeah. But I didn't know how to navigate that process. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was like, you know, I want this building. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but, you know, like I say, I just didn't know how to navigate it. You know, I didn't have a black mentor to, you know what I'm saying, you know, to show me how to navigate that process. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I tried, you know, 2-3 times, you know what I'm saying, beforehand, you know, early on to get it, you know what I'm saying? Banks kept saying no. And, you know, so you eventually give up, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I eventually, after that 3rd time, I got that camper, that mobile joint, you know what I'm saying? Because I was so pissed at banks. Yeah. A lot of people just think like, oh man, he just popped up with a mobile joint, like that's gangster. You know what I'm saying? It was nice. It was nice, you know what I'm saying? But, I just wanted to I was trying to prove something to myself that, you know what I'm saying, like, okay, my credit right.
Yeah.
Why y'all ain't giving me this building? You know what I'm saying? So I went out and got the camper. Owner got pissed.
Yeah.
He didn't tell me that, but I had people, you know what I'm saying, inside.
Yeah.
That was like, hey, man, he pissed. You know what I'm saying?
He's mad at you. We ain't got a camper?
He was mad because I went and got the, and I was, and basically, talking to a middleman, I was like, man, fuck that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, at the time, I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying, if I increase, my business worth, that, you know what I'm saying, that banks will say, okay, he worth, 200,000 now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Just a business. He just worth 200,000 now. You know what I'm saying? Give him this money so he could, purchase the building. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? It was wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he eventually expands me, you know what I'm saying? Because he couldn't keep the other side rented, you know what I'm saying? So he come to me and say, hey, buddy, what do you think about, well, I had a barber in there. I had a barber, Lil Juan. He came, you know what I'm saying? He's like, man, I'm trying to get a spot. My 3 chairs was occupied, me, Krabby, and Amy, you know what I'm saying? So Juan popped up in there like, I'm like, man, I can't do it. At the same time, the owner was there.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, think about it, buddy. I'll get you the other side, you know what I'm saying? And I thought about it, you know what I'm saying? So, I would eventually, go back to him because I ain't about putting money in nobody else's building, you know what I'm saying? So I went to him. I said, hey, man, you do the build out.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I ain't paying for no build out.
Yeah.
And because if they really want to rent it, they going to do the build out and they going to structure the contract, you know what I'm saying, in a manner that, you know what I'm saying, like, okay, we'll get our money on the back end.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't putting up no money up front because now, the power in my hand, you know what I'm saying, So he do the build out. I expand, I add wine, you know what I'm saying, he sold the building.
He sold the building. You was
the way it was played though, bro.
Yeah.
He sold the building, because he expanded me, you know what I'm saying? And now understanding like how commercial property and all that shit work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He expanded me. So now I occupy 50% of the building. So as a buyer, you coming in, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, 50%, you know what I'm saying? That 50%, all that is calculated into what, the mortgage would be, you know what I'm saying, if you trying to purchase the building, you know what I'm saying? Right. So that helps the buyer, you know what I'm saying? So he came, I'm cutting, having a good day, you know what I'm saying? Fading motherfuckers up, zoo, zoo, zoo. And he say, hey, buddy, come here, you know what I'm saying? I walk outside, you know how my shit set up, you know what I'm saying? That little alleyway.
Yeah.
The new owners came out the alleyway. I'm such and such, you know what I'm saying? I'm the new owner.
I'm like,
I crashed, bro. I'm talking about my heart just
dropped.
Just dropped. I was like, damn. He sold the building, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a dirty game, you know what I'm saying? It's really a dirty game, you know what I'm saying? So he sold the building. I shook dude's hand. I was just like, damn, that's fucked up. I went back in, fucked my whole day up. Fucked my whole day up. And he sold it to a dude. And, and it just made me hungrier.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I say, you know what? I'm going to put myself in a position, you know what I'm saying, where, I'll eventually, you know what I'm saying, try to get, in a position to get the building, you know what I'm saying? So I kept working. I really kept working, you know what I'm saying? And, and this goes back to not having a black mentorship, you know what I'm saying? A black mentor, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have nobody to go to and say, hey, man, how the fuck I'm supposed to do this? You know what I'm saying? So, and this work, becoming a barber, is clutch, you know what I'm saying? You got bankers you deal with, you know what I'm saying? You got financial guys that you deal with as a barber, you know what I'm saying? You got business owners, as a barber, you know what I'm saying? I was starting to pick my clients, guys that I knew, you know what I'm saying? One of my clients was, in like mortgage. He was like, he owned his own mortgage company. Now, he didn't give me everything, but he just told me what to do. You know what I'm saying? Well, do this, do that. You know what I'm saying? I had an Indian client that told me the same thing. He was into real estate, you know what I'm saying? He was telling me how to, okay, each chair's worth, such, you know what I'm saying? So that's how you talk to the bank, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? So I had got myself in a position to where, I, actually, I went and looked at another building. You know what I'm saying? Not even having the finance in there.
Yeah.
I looked at another building that was close to, my shop. You know what I'm saying? And that was the key to it all. That was the key to it all, bro. You know what I'm saying? I went and looked at this building. I called Hilliker. Hilliker was selling this building. Hilliker was like, hey, he would probably sell that building to you for a little bit of nothing. You know what I'm saying? So the dude that had the building tried to finesse Hilliker. It was like, hey, they not under contract. You know what I'm saying? Deal with my banker. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Not knowing, he not knowing I ain't got shit in place, bro.
Right.
I'm stark broke, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So his banker, he meet with his banker. I'm like, man, I like the building. It was a house, but it was commercial.
Yeah.
And it had 4 rooms, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, fuck it, I'm making them all suites, 4 suites, you know what I'm saying? Me, each one of my barbers, because I had 3 barbers at the time, all of us get a suite, finished basement, you know what I'm saying? So dude come out with his banker. That was the story of my life right there. Because he came out with his banker, you know what I'm saying? And I saw how hard his banker was going for him. Yeah. Even though I never had nothing in place, that relationship, I built a relationship with that banker. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that banker, you know what I'm saying? I say, man, I wanna fuck with dude because, he working hard for his client. Yeah. So when it was time to me, my last go around, to get, my shop, you know what I'm saying? I reached out to dude. I say, look, man, I'm reaching out to you, bro, because I saw how you work hard for Mike. That was the dude that was trying to sell me his building. Yeah. And I say, man, you worked hard for him, man. And I just want somebody, to work with me like that. You know what I'm saying? And dude was like, okay. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He say, let's do it.
Right.
And he showed me the ropes, bro. He just, he helped me navigate that whole process. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that whole process of, actually obtaining my building, you know what I'm saying, to where, to where I am now, you know what I'm saying?
So relationship is everything.
Relationship is everything.
Yeah,
bro,
that's all. That's very important, man. People don't understand how important relationships are, man. Especially as an entrepreneur, not just in life, but as an entrepreneur, man. You never know who's gonna guide you to that place where you want to go.
Bruh, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and now I got that, now I got the whole building, man, and I got I'm fortunate to have a tenant and back. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And the 2 storefronts up front, you know what I'm saying, which I occupy, you know what I'm saying? And, I'm a firm believer in, and a lot of this stemmed from COVID, you know what I'm saying, when rent prices was going up, you know what I'm saying? But I never felt comfortable. I just never felt comfortable, you know what I'm saying? And when I say I never felt comfortable is, it's because every day, you going back and forth to work, you know what I'm saying? You included, you know what I'm saying? Every business owner, you know what I'm saying? If you don't own that property, you always, in the back of your head, it was like, what if they come in and say, I gotta go? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's what always bothered me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what always bothered me. Like, what if he just come in and say, or just throw some ridiculous number, or say, I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So you own that business, but you don't own that location.
Facts. No,
and I wanted control of all of that. You know what I'm saying? And it's safe to say, bro, every day I go into the shop, now at this point, I ain't worried about none of that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and let's keep it real. We landmark locations. We land, what groom theory is, you know what I'm saying? Your old shop, you know what I'm saying? I mean, even though it's under a different ownership, you know what I'm saying? It goes back to, it goes back to groom theory, you know what I'm saying? It's landmarked, you know what I'm saying? So whenever we go in business, you know what I'm saying? You have to understand that if you are a success, you finna landmark that location. So you have to think, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? Do I want to get into this shit? If you betting on you, you know what I'm saying? You have to understand, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it's that place is gonna be worth a whole lot of money. And that's what kept going through my head with the purchasing of that building. It's like, you know what? I give it up and go get a property somewhere else. Mm-hmm. But at the same time,
That's you
9
got that
years.
stamp on it. You know what I'm saying? That's a long time, bro.
That stamp on it. You know what I'm saying? Because people gonna still flock to that location
Facts,
because
yeah.
they knew
might-
what it was before.
Yeah.
So and that's business. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
landmarking the location. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the way social media working, the way Google working. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay,
there's still be people
barbershop.
Like,
you know
which
what I'm
location I
saying?
go to? I like, man, there's like one location, brother. We
You
only got
know,
one.
it's groom theory, but
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It's like, sports cuts. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
and real business people understand that.
Yeah,
Real
yeah.
business people. That's why they try to get the location after you. That's why I worked. That's how it worked in my favor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I actually got the location after somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I still get mail from. It was a salon, then a barbershop. You know what I'm saying? Now it's my shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like. That's how we do business. If it's a donut shop, you know what I'm saying? No, it's a donut. It's going. Most people gonna keep it what it was previously. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Capitalizing off business. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's real.
And
that's
that
real.
shit I had to learn. You know what I'm saying?
Heck yeah, that's the life of entrepreneur. So let me ask you this then, man. So, what advice, man, would you give to the up and coming entrepreneur, man, that wants to, be a business owner one day? What advice would you give them?
Man, I say it's gonna be tiring.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tiring, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be days where, you know what I'm saying, you ain't gonna want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be days where, you gonna want to give up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just, follow that path, bro. You know what I'm saying? Do the dirty work. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? What my era from, you know what I'm saying, the current era, you know what I'm saying? I mean, nobody want to do the dirty work. Everybody want to inherit it, you know what I'm saying? I promise you, I put that on my life, you know what I'm saying? If you get out here and you do the dirty work, you gonna reap the benefits of it, you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we live in a microwave society right now, you know what I'm saying? I mean, nobody wants, you know what I'm saying, to be patient, you know what I'm saying? Everybody want, it's like, nah, man, I need this now. You know what I'm saying?
Real.
It's like, 2 weeks as an employee and you talking about supervisor.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I would just say be patient with yourself, grind, and you know what I'm saying, your time will come. But that's the stuff I heard, you know what I'm saying, coming in, just be patient, man, keep grinding,
bro.
you know what I'm saying? I mean, that if anything stands true, that stands true. You know what I'm saying? That's universal right there. You know what I'm saying? Now that whole shortcut shit, that ain't universal. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna hear that from nobody.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna hear
Ain't no shortcuts in this game, man.
One thing you gonna hear, across the board is, you gonna get shot down, 5-6 times, you know what I'm saying, before, that breakthrough. It's that whole illustration on, that floats on social media with the guy digging the diamonds and he give up, you know what I'm saying, and the other guy, you know what I'm saying, kept digging and he eventually, but that other guy was this close. That's the true, that is universal. You don't see nobody having a short dig and, you know what I'm saying, boom, you know what I'm saying, you strike gold, you know what I'm saying? That's not universal, bro, you know what I'm saying? Just, that hard work ain't nothing gonna beat it.
Man.
Ain't nothing gonna beat it. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, guys starting a shop, start small, bro. You know what I'm saying? Start this day and age, bro. This day and
12
age,
barber chairs,
bro. This day and age, personality is everything.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
facts.
You shoot yourself in the foot. This day and age, by when you got too many barbers because everybody don't get along.
Yeah.
That's why corporate folks. You know what I'm saying? That's why they get paid big dollars. You know what I'm saying? Let's come with the sweets.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers can't get along. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna come with the sweets. You know what I'm saying? And that's why sweets are prospering. You know what I'm saying? Because, can't nobody get along. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And, so if anybody going in business, you know what I'm saying, whether it's, whatever business that, involves, you know what I'm saying, 10 plus people, you know what I'm saying? I mean, 5 is like
it's still
rough.
a lot, bro. It's still a lot.
Yeah,
It's like,
you know what I'm saying?
multiple personality is tough, man. People don't understand, like, being a barber, being an owner, you gotta manage people. Like, you gotta make sure you have the right fit.
Yes.
You got to make sure everybody's getting along. You got to have weekly, monthly meetings, you know what I'm saying, to make sure everybody's on the same timeline. Like, it's tough, man. People don't understand that. They think it's just, I'm going to do this and have 10, 12 barbers in there and we're going to rock it out. Nah, man, it's tough. They got to buy in. They got to do all kind of different type of things, you know what I'm saying? So Sonny, so the last 14, 15 years, you went from corporate to barber school to being a barber in a barber shop, opening your own shop, expanding your shop, buying a building. What's next for Sonny, man? It's been a dope. It's been a dope journey, man. This last 14, 15 years, man. It's been a dope journey, man.
That's a good question.
So what's next for Sonny, man? Sonny the Barber.
I don't know, man. It's been multiple, like ideas that them. If at any point, you know what I'm saying, I've ever been, confused, it's like right now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I done secured, the most valuable prize of all, you know what I'm saying? And that's, actually getting that building.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where do I go from here? And bro, I ain't gonna lie, I thought about going into IT.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I thought about going into, teaching, barbering.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Teaching, like grooming, you know what I'm saying, up and coming barbers, because I feel like there's that, void, and you know what I'm saying, and in the culture. You know what I'm saying? I thought about, cigars, bro.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I thought about cigars and whiskey.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's, I think that's still up in the air right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but I think the biggest thing right now for me is helping put other barbers on, or navigating other barbers, you know what I'm saying, with, just get the building, bro.
Yeah.
If you in a strip mall, get out of that strip mall.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you, because I just think, you know what I'm saying, I mean, it attributes to our network, you know what I'm saying? It attributes to generational, you know what I'm saying? I don't have kids. You got kids, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, I got nieces and nephews. I got, siblings or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? But it's one of them things where, leave them something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, my uncle, he didn't leave us nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they took everything from him. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Sonny listening, by the way, you know what I'm saying? But
that's your let's clarify it. So Sonny Liston, who fought Muhammad Ali, that's your uncle, your great uncle?
That's my great uncle. That's my grandmother's brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's interesting, man. Yeah. The interesting part about that, you know what I'm saying, I never really marketed him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, to get where I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't come about until after I became who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people get that shit misconstrued. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's using Sonny listening to brand. No, I was Sonny the Barber before before I start putting my uncle out there. You know what I'm saying? Because after I built a name for myself, I just felt like, you know what I'm saying, like, let me remind people of who he was. You know what I'm saying? And because I had a platform. I had a platform to put him on. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of crazy. This shit sound kind of crazy. But, younger generations, you know what I'm saying? OGs, like, oh, okay. You may get the occasional rapper that mention them, you know what I'm saying? Sonny listening, you know what I'm saying? But, I felt like I had a platform to, like, you know what? Let me keep my uncle shit alive. You know what I'm saying? And that's how that shit came about, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but, bro, it's just, it's just one of the things where, a lot of people like, oh, well, he's Sonny this, that's how he so, nah, bro.
Nah, that's cool. I get
was Sonny the Barber.
I got you. I thought that's dope. I think the whole brand, though, how you do it, it's cold, man.
Yeah. I don't, I know a lot of barbers, you know what I'm saying, post that one picture, you know what I'm saying, with Ali standing on my people, and it's like, man, I am wrong with that, you know what I'm saying. You got that shit up in your shop, dog. I probably don't come visit.
Nah,
you know
that ain't it, B. This ain't it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah, bro. I can't, see my people on the pavement, you know what I'm saying, especially when, if you know the facts about it, you know what I'm saying. I mean, that whole situation, and I know the facts about it, it's, it was kind of set up that way.
For sure. So, a lot of,
not the first fight, but the second fight for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like,
come on, with the ghost punch, right? The ghost punch.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, like, come on, man. This era of boxing today
come on,
is like,
man. What's up,
man, bro? Come on, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I mean, I'm gonna keep it alive, and and I'm gonna keep it moving.
Yeah, for sure. Shit. And so, the last question, man, I usually ask all my entrepreneurs, man, that I have in front of me, man, that I had the pleasure of interviewing. Is there a question that you want to ask me about anything?
what's your next move, bro? You know what I'm
My
saying?
next move?
Yeah. Like, what's your next move? You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I ask you, you know, because, you know, you've always been, like, ahead of the game as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, you know, I mean, and that's one of the reasons why, you know, like, I was, you know what I'm saying, you know, attracted to you. I was like, man, dude doing this thing, you know what I'm saying? He not from St. Louis, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we don't know nobody really in common, you know what I'm saying? You know, not St. Louis people. We didn't know St. Louis people in common, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm gonna fuck with dude. And that's why, you know what I'm saying, really, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, I gravitated towards you, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it was the basketball shit too, you know. I mean, you don't pass the motherfucking ball, you know what I'm saying, on that Kyrie ass shit, you know what I'm saying? And I know that's your guy, you know what I'm saying? I say, man, I'm done playing with these niggas, you know what I'm saying? Man, I gotta drink some motherfucking tequila on this, though, you know what I'm saying? That nigga ain't bad in the ball, but you know what I'm saying? But what's your next move, dude? And I see, you know, you coaching your daughter. You know what I'm saying? I love that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's like, oh, okay, he teaching her well, you know what I'm saying?
Man. Fundamentals, like you said, fundamentals.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But what's your next move, homie?
Man, it's crazy, man, because like the last 2 years been kind of like it's been up and down for me, man. Like obviously my pops passed away, and so I was in a dark place, man. I didn't know where I wanted to do I didn't know what I wanted to do or what direction I wanted to go. I just knew barbering, and I started losing passion for barbering because my dad played a major part in that me, you know, cutting hair. You know what I'm saying? But like since the last past year and a half, I've been getting healed, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a process. And my biggest thing now is just about impacting other people, man, the next generation. You know, giving back to the kids at the high schools, educating them. Now I'm part of this program at the jail. I'm educating inmates, you know what I'm saying, barbering. So my next move, man, is going to be in education, bro. I don't know. The goal is to open up a barber school, and hopefully I'll open it in the jail, man. So that's the next stepping stone, or it's the next goal of mine, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, I'm going to keep on being a father first, man. My girls need me, you know what I mean, coaching. But education. I love barbering, man. I love barbering. I love everything it brings. And I just want to start using my voice. I think that's why I created this platform, just where I could, talk to people like yourself, man. People can understand your story of how you got to where you at, and other entrepreneurs that paved the way, that, you know, did something or some type of form that changed my life, you know what I'm saying? And I think people need to hear that, you know what I'm saying? So,
most definitely.
I always been more of an introvert, you know what I'm saying? But honestly, talking, like, it's therapy for me, you know what I'm saying? We chopping up about the,
chopped it up,
you know what I'm saying? So,
on the road.
On the road, everything, man.
We
so
got one of the most famous pictures.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody thought we did the movies or something, you know?
And it's kind of crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because when you think about, like, where me and you've been, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, it was a lot of cities, bro.
A lot, bro.
It was a lot of cities, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, shout out to Kurt, you
Curtis
know what I'm saying,
Smith,
from
man.
Exotics, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
When he was having them shows, I mean, man, we was like, bro, L.A., you know what I'm saying? Man, we was in a lot of
everywhere,
cities together.
Vegas,
you know what I'm saying?
L.A., Compton. We in the hills. What was that, Runyon Park? What was that, Runyon?
You know what I'm saying?
Canyon?
LA,
we in the canyons, man.
Freezing
you know
up
what I'm
there,
saying?
you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, even at one show, I forget what show it, because it wasn't Exotics. It was something else where we had to go to Marshall's and get a jacket. You know what I'm saying? I had to go get a jacket. It was cold, man. It was freezing out there.
Wasn't that Exotics that year, though? Wasn't that Exotics?
I don't know, bro.
I know it was in L.A.
Show,
I was so mad because it was the first time it rained in like a year or something.
It was hella cold.
I know.
Day, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, you know. I don't know where, but shit, we was up in Runyon Canyon with jackets on.
I was
like, damn, it's hella cold up here. But yeah, man, I mean, Florida, we done been a lot of, you know, cities together, bro. And that's the beauty of it all, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, me and you know, pretty much on the same, you know, same path, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, networking. We understood, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You know, networking was, you know, was real important, you know what I'm saying? So, but, you know, I enjoyed them times.
Yeah, man.
The game has changed now. You don't see them shows, you know, like you was seeing back then, you know?
They got a couple, obviously like the Connecticut Barber Expo. But still at the Bronner's, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Bronner ain't the same.
Ain't the same.
You know what I'm saying?
Ain't nothing the same like I was.
Nothing the same.
When I first saw you down there, was that your first time going to Bronner's?
No, I think that was my second run.
That was the second time?
That was my second run.
Yeah, that was so live down there that time. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my second run because my first run, I remember meeting like DC.
Yeah.
You know, J Majors and Pacino. I met them, you know, because they was all on the Exotics at the time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Exotics wasn't as big as, you know, at that moment, you know what I'm saying? You know, because I remember going to, you know, an event afterwards, you know what I'm saying? Where it was and I still got that picture, you know, it was J Majors, you know what I'm saying? Two, you know, the boy out of Philly, who's that? Cole, yeah. You know, Cole out of Jersey, you know what I'm saying? Tank out of Philly, but you know, VA, you know what I'm saying? And Kenny, Kenny Duncan, you know what I'm saying? But you know, them guys help elevate, you know, elevate my brand, you know what I'm saying? I remember CT. You know, Tone.
Yeah, Tone.
I mean, Tone had that.
Yeah, he had that. You was working. Yeah, you was working on them too, right? I remember that too. Like,
I was working Tone.
I know.
You know, barber business. You know what I'm saying? You know, he selling them shirts.
I remember that. I remember it was, me and Todd Bernard was talking about it. And like, I love seeing, you know, Sonny working with Tone. That's a dope look. I'm like, that's cold, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because we didn't know what we was doing. We tried to figure stuff out, bro. Yeah. Like, we just wanted to be in a space with other dope, you know, creators. You know what I'm saying? That's the most beautiful part.
But it was the same mindset.
Absolutely.
Because we knew networking with them dudes. You know what I'm saying?
It's everything, you know? Man.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, when you were part of my Barber's Black type of
I was rocking. I had a whole, all right. We did a class together and everything. I
remember that.
That's my boy, man.
That was his brand.
That's his brand. I was
that my Barber's Black shit. That shit was popping back then.
Bro.
That was really one of the first brands, you know what I'm saying, that I knew, you know what I'm saying? He had the whole T-shirt and shit with the My Barber's Black shit on there, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that was really one of the first brands, you know what I'm saying, like clothing-wise that I saw out there. But that's that East Coast, you know, type of vibe, you know what I'm saying? How they was doing business, you know what I'm saying? They was out there.
They was out there, bro. Grinding.
I mean, I ain't really know no Southern barbers, no
like that.
West Coast barbers like I knew East Coast barbers. You know what I'm saying?
It was the Mecca, man. All of them was the beginning.
East Coast dudes was, you know, it was popping. You know
it was different, man. It was them, and obviously like Florida. South Florida, like Pacino's, Mark the Barber, them cats, you know what I'm saying?
Mark,
but like,
I forgot about Mark.
You know, there's another dude that used to do graphics, designs and everything. Ramirez or something.
Yeah, Ramirez.
Yeah, Jesse Lima, all them dudes, like, you know what I mean? They had like big buzz in South Florida. But anybody else though? You wasn't
and it's crazy because, man, you can sit here and say we've been in the same like room with a lot of those guys. You know what I'm saying? I mean, most of these like, you know, celebrity barbers now, you know what I'm saying? We've been in those rooms, you know what I'm saying? We's like, you know, a lot of people look at A-Rod. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? A-Rod, bro, we've been in the same rooms, you know what I'm saying? I remember sitting on the plane with A-Rod, you know, he was on, you know, I'm like, bro, what you doing?
Right. What are you talking about?
I remember sitting on the plane, man, he just going, you know, like he was so in tune to social media, bro. Yeah. And I'm like, man, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? He was just going. I was like, damn. Yeah. You know, I mean, one thing we can say, you know, we've been in them same rooms. I remember, you know, I ain't gonna mention on air, you know what I'm saying? Remember we saw Pacino, you know what I'm saying? We was out and about. We was out and about, you know what I'm saying? He like, okay, fat man down there, you know what I'm saying? You know, like doing this thing.
We see you, brother. We see you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we've been in the same rooms with a lot of these guys that, you know, that got a lot of influence, you know, on barber culture.
Yeah, for sure.
What I'm saying? And I don't think a lot of people realize that. You know what I'm saying? Because we was moving around, bro.
We was moving, bro. We was at the show, bro. It was like it was a thirst, bro. We was wanting more. Like, you know, like you said, we couldn't get it from our city. We had to go out and then bring it back. And that's what kind of made us more valuable too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because we've been around those people, man, with the movers and shakers and the doers, you know what I'm saying? And so, I appreciate those moments, man. Those some fun times.
Moments, bro, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you'll score you the Gucci bag.
You know what I'm saying? You already know. With that being said, hold on. With that being said, man, listen, that was a dope episode. Appreciate my man Sonny coming through, man. Hope you guys got a lot of gems. Till next time, one love. Appreciate y'all.